Greetings. Happy Monday. Here we are with our usual little check-in. I know I'm a wee bit later than normal, but we're checking in with our usual letting go guidance session. Just having a wee look at what's happening energetically. How are you feeling? So if you're here with me live, say hi. And as always, if any of these conversations trigger something or you need some more clarity or help, please let me know. You can do that in the comments below or message me privately. So the whole idea, I talk a lot about letting go. The whole idea about letting go is to get really clear on what is it that's going on for you in your internally. How do you feel about yourself? Do you feel confident? Do you feel worthy? Do you feel happy? Do you feel in flow? Are you accessing your own gifts? Are you following your bliss? I love that part. That idea of following your bliss does not mean that it's always uplifting, because there is little deviations and situations which can be that just make us feel a wee bit down. But when we do that, if we can just show up with honor, with kindness, with acceptance of this is where I am, this is what's going on, and what can I do? And then always using, the thing, so I said to you, I wanted to check in with energetically what's happening. We are actually in a Mercury retrograde at the moment. So this is a time to really watch your own inner dialogue. How do you speak about yourself, to others? And is it feeling, or is it being run through your heart? Does it feel good? What's the intent behind it? So now we're also on June 10th, which I believe is Thursday. Yes, Thursday. Thursday is a really amazing energy that's coming in. And so now we have a few days to prepare for this. Thursday is the new moon, which you may realize that the new moon is all about setting intentions and planting seeds of what it is you want to cultivate, what you want to create, access, achieve. What are your intentions? This new moon is also at the same time as a solar eclipse, it's called the Ring of Fire eclipse. We won't see it here. I think it's only seen very far north, but energetically we get affected by it. And so this is closing the 2-week period that we've just come through. It's called like an eclipse window. So it's really about getting clear on what's your story. Maybe it's time to rewrite your story. Maybe this could be, hi Mart, nice to have you here. Maybe it's time to rewrite your story. And here's the key piece that I really feel. I was thinking about this morning, and this is in alignment with what the subject is of our letting go, is, we often push ourselves, we criticize ourselves, we should ourselves, that we have to do all these things, and this is kind of in the capitalistic Western world. That's how life works, is the push forward, the I have to get this done, I have to achieve certain goals. But sometimes we forget that rather than that, where's my joy today? What lights me up? What makes my heart sing? And see if you can start setting some intentions, because this is a very powerful way of actually accessing your inner unique gifts. Now, this communication piece, and so now let's just look at what is it that we're going to focus on letting go of. And it's card number 32 in my system, and it is approval of others. So that's kind of in alignment with what I was just saying about where do you do things or give away your power because you want other people to accept you, to say you're okay, to say you're worthy, to say you're good. Maybe it's time to actually start approving of yourself, right? So let me read this out to you to see if this can help you go deeper into this, because sometimes it can be really sneaky that this thing of making a choice because you think other people would expect that for you, or you judge yourself based upon what you think other people think of you. Well, that's why I'm saying it's sneaky, because maybe it's time to just sit and create some space, take some nice deep breaths, and see, is this choice I'm about to make, or this decision, or this intention, or whatever it is that you're contemplating, is it because I want to? Does it make my heart sing? Or am I in my head thinking, I better do this because I want people to like me, approve of me, tell me I'm good, tell me I'm okay, right? And there's no right or wrong. This is part of our own evolution, that sometimes we are going to do that. But it's becoming aware of that. That's the first key piece of letting something go. Because you can be aware of something and then keep saying, okay, for now, this is how I'm going to do it. But then when it doesn't serve you, or when you're ready, you can journal it out, you can make a decision, you can make a different choice. We can always make a different choice. So, like I said, let me read this out to you. I start this one off with a quote from Byron Katie. She says, the unspoken belief is that unless people approve of you, you're worthless. Does that happen to you at all? Even on a subtle level? One of the biggest obstacles to people improving their self-esteem is their constant need for approval by others. The approval you really need is from yourself. And this can only begin once you stop searching for approval in others and take time to heal yourself. When you come to realize that you don't need anyone else's approval, it's so incredible. There's a sudden peace inside of you, which will fill you with joy. It's like you've suddenly woken up from a nightmare that you're now free to just be you. That's actually what the intention is to just be you, right? Your whole life will be completely different. You might find that for the first time in your life, you understand what it truly means to be peaceful, to feel peaceful, content, and happy. It's time to let go of the need for approval from others. Truth be told, it doesn't really matter what other people think. If you are happy with the decisions you've made, then there's no one else's concern. Think about how much you could achieve if you stopped letting other people's opinions impact the way you live your life. Take a deep breath. Good morning, Catherine. Nice to have you here too. Breathe that one in. This is a big one, and so perfectly timed in that piece that I said about the new moon. So, and this is, don't judge yourself, don't shame yourself. It's okay, because we've all done it. We all do it. And then you can say, okay, I'm choosing a different way. Do you approve of yourself? Because that is the key piece to, above all else, approve of yourself. And what do you need to do that? Maybe you need to look at different habits. Maybe you need to set more intentions that are in alignment with accessing that peaceful, wise, amazing, authentic core of you. Hope that makes sense. And like I said, if any of this brings up something that you need a little bit more help or resources on, just let me know, because I'm here to help you navigate this how do you speak about yourself to yourself aspect. So I'm just shuffling tarot cards here, because I'm going to draw one tarot card and 3 of the angel cards to help us with letting go of the need for approval of others. And of course, in doing that, we're going to elevate our sense of self-worth. So how are we looking? What do you need to increase your sense of self-worth? Oh, this is awesome. So the tarot card that's come up is the 8 of Pentacles. I love this one. This one really speaks about that idea of doing the things that make your heart sing. The symbology of the 8 of Pentacles is that character is immersing themselves in their craft. They're doing the things that just make their heart sing, and it feels so effortless. It's finding the effortless ease of doing the things that give you that sense of calm, that make you realize Yes, I'm accessing my inner gifts. Yes, I am in alignment with my sense of meaning, my purpose. And this is making me feel in alignment with all aspects of me. I've mentioned before on these little sessions that it's really important for you to kind of get in touch with the triality, I like to say, the triality of you. What's your head saying? What's your heart guiding you toward? And can you hear the whisper of your higher self? Head, heart, and higher self. Really important part to then say, where's my joy? Where's my happiness? Because it cannot be told to you. You have to allow it to come through you. That's what this is about too. And that's really the essence of what I mean by letting go. Letting go of all the agreements that don't serve you, letting go of the patterns that aren't part of who you were becoming. And again, there is no right and wrong. It's just about being able to accept where you are, what you're doing, and does it make your heart sing? Where's your joy? Where's your happiness? You must have something that allows you to feel into that each and every day. Even if it is just, this morning, my husband and I were watching a squirrel, just having fun watching a squirrel trying to decide how to get the seeds out of the bird feeder. But do you see what I mean? It can just be something as simple and just a couple of minutes, and then go and do what it is you need to do in that day. So I just shuffled these angel cards. These are called Healing with the Angels by Doreen Virtue. And I usually pull 3 of these because they give us really good support and a little bit of ideas to help us with this idea. So watch this. This is awesome. So healing. Isn't that great? That's the idea of, if we understand that healing our core self, is because you are worthy. You, where's your dialogue, you with you, and allowing yourself to soothe away any places of, I wish I could be this, or I didn't do that, or any kind of lower scale emotions. They're okay. That's part of the human experience. And we breathe through them and release them. So this is a really good start to then rewriting your story that says, I can achieve everything through finding and expanding those moments of peace and joy and telling the truth about myself. So that can really, I really encourage you to breathe that one in and use that as the energy for when you set those intentions on Thursday with the new moon and solar eclipse. And finally, soulmate. Isn't that awesome? I love that card coming up because all too often people think they need another to complete themselves. Guess what? You don't. You are your soulmate. Come into your heart. Treat yourself as the divine, sacred being and watch your power unfold right in front of your eyes. So this is a beautiful week. I hope this makes sense to you. Let me know if I can be of any help. Hi, Andrea. Nice to have you here too. Thank you for hanging out with me. Much love to you. I wish you a beautiful week ahead. I'll be back here next week.